Let's talk about some popular books on Book Talk that you're not going to be able to convince me to read. Of course, this is nothing against any of these authors, any of these books. If these are some of your favorites, I love that for you, but I know my own book taste at this point really, really well, so I kind of know what I'm going to like and what I'm not going to. And my TBR is substantial, so I'm not going to take reading time away from myself by reading something that I already know I'm probably not going to like. The first of which being Icebreaker, and then the rest of that series, I'm not going to read it. I know that that is like a sports romance staple on here, and you also know that I do love a sports romance, but I've kind of figured out that most hockey romances, for whatever reason, just don't work for me. I also really prefer professional sports. I'm pretty sure that this is college. Also, people whose book taste is very similar to mine are not loving it, so I'm not going to waste my time. Next up, we have A Little Life. Honestly, I just don't need any help being sad. All I hear about this book is how depressing it is, and I understand that the story might be really important. There might be great messages. I'm going to cry from a book. I want to cry happy tears. I don't want to end it feeling really depressed. Along the same line, Archer's Voice. Again, I've heard very upsetting at points, and the story just does not draw me in. I'm also not going to be reading Divine Rivals and the sequel Ruthless Vows. Maybe like, Joe, Divine Rivals is on your shelf above your head. You're right, it is. It was the first book that I tried to read in 2024, and I DNF'd it halfway through. I've tried to pick it up 3 times since then, and I just can't do it. I love a romantasy. I like dark academia. I don't know what it is. Something just is not clicking, so I do think that book is going to make its way to a free little library sometime soon. Maybe I'll try it one more time, but honestly at this point, Divine Rivals and me I think are just not friends. And then it is very rare for me to just completely write off an author, but at this point there are 2 that I just do not see myself touching ever again. The first of which being Frida McFadden. I can get behind a thriller, but I am really picky, and every book that I have read from her has felt like it was a ripoff of another thriller that I've read, and I just don't like that. The one book from her that I didn't feel like was a ripoff from another book, I felt like she was just throwing stuff at a wall and nothing was really sticking, so she just kept doing it and it felt chaotic and it just was not working for me. I know that people love her and I love that for you, but for me, she's a no. And then Miss Colleen Hoover, I'm not going to be reading anything from her. I really think that money right now especially is power, and for right now I don't want to give her and her books my money for a lot of reasons. Again, if you like her books, I love that for you, but she's not for me right now. What are some popular books that you just can't get behind? Please let me know. I think that these videos are so interesting, and I think it's really fun to see how our taste varies across the entire Book Talk, Bookstagram space.